fast and you do what you want. At this time, doing what I want. Hope you know what you want. What you want. My new bitch look like Halle Berry, but she don't love me, she too scary. My old bitch fun like Jackie Brown.
Hi guys, and welcome to Vlogmas Day 5. Isn't this little thing so cute? I put the creator up above, so make sure you just go show some support if you really do like it. But as you can see, we jump right into the video, and by the thumbnail you already know we're doing some festive Christmas makeup. I'm turning myself into a deer, so I wanted y'all to see the process. And I just recently seen a TikTok of a girl saying all the baddies are turning themselves into deers this year, and you know what? Period. I can really get the yapping, but since this is about the makeup, I'm really gonna try to chat about the makeup and nothing more. But as you see, I was doing my eyebrows. I did put on my first layer of concealer first, but a lot of products that I have is either drugstore, and when I say drugstore, I mean like Target or something like that. But I would even get a little something from CVS if I'm honest, but you know, baddie on a budget. But yeah, all of this stuff is from Target, but I'll show y'all the products here and there, and I would either get them from there or I got it as a gift. Like during my, a lot of my stuff is old, I know that's bad, but I'll get it as a gift from people who did makeup before and was like just passing down little products for me and stuff like that. But yeah, so I conceal my face. I use a lighter concealer under my eyes. As y'all see, you know, I'm showing y'all the product name and all that stuff, so I don't have to elaborate on that. But yeah, did my first little base layer of concealer after I did my eyebrows, and then I started to do some like heavy contour around my nose, my eyes, cheekbones and face. I feel like I don't really have cheekbones. I mean, when I smile, then you can really see them, but my face is not really like structured where you can see like my defined features, like defined lines in my face. I just always had a slightly chunkier face, and honestly, I'm tall but I'm chunky. Like I wouldn't consider myself a BBW or anything because my height kind of slenders me down, but yeah, I'm a big girl. But anyway, so heavy contour to really accentuate, like I guess like the deer dimensions. I don't know. I mean, I'm gonna put in one of my reference photos somewhere, like right now. I'm gonna give it to you right now. Sorry if I'm saying like a lot. This video low-key going kind of fast and I'm trying to keep up, but anyway, I continue. Right here I point out the shade that I use in this eyeshadow palette to carve out my eyes and create like a shadowed wing look, because I know I struggle creating the actual wing, which I do later, but I also just wanted to create some dimension around the eyes to really accentuate the look. Oof, I just can't wait till y'all see the finished look, because it actually turned out pretty good. And I am not, oh, period. Hey, I was listening to music. But I am not a makeup artist or anything like that. I actually don't do my makeup very often, but when I do, I have a pretty good time. But my everyday is a more natural look. I don't know if I already said that, but hey, we ball. So here I'm doing a cut crease, and I'm using the darker shade of concealer that I would usually use on every occasion if I'm doing my makeup, but I do later go in with a lighter look. I mean a lighter concealer, excuse me. But I do set this first layer. I don't know why I do that. Well, I just didn't really want the concealer to move around while I work on other aspects of my face, so I set it first. And then I carve out that cut crease a little bit more with the darker shade that I used before. And yeah, it works out. Pointing out a different shade. I don't even know why I used this. This didn't really, I mean, it created some sort of transition between the cut crease and the wing, but it didn't really have that much of an effect, honestly. I was just trying stuff because I looked at the reference photo. I didn't watch no video, no nothing. I looked at the reference photo and I went for it. So then I wanted a brighter under eye, so I put that there to set, and then I started to put some blush on. And I do like choosing the deeper shade. I don't know what this palette is called, and I really think it's an eyeshadow palette, but I've been using it as blush since the beginning of the time. This was also a gift from a friend. Thank you, girl. But yeah, and I actually put on too much blush. but I blended out, and then I muted it out a little bit with some of my foundation powder. I didn't give y'all a clip of that, but I definitely did do that. And so yeah, I blend that out, and after I blend this out, I go in with some mascara. Now, I've been using this mascara since the beginning of time as well. It has that fibrous white component to it. I don't know actually the real name to it, but I think I'm close enough, and I love it because I don't really have long lashes. I wish I did. I wish my lashes were longer. If y'all have any remedies to help your eyelashes grow, I will definitely take some recommendations in the comment section. Thank you. So yeah, I go in with that, and I let that sit for a second while I go in with some eyeliner. I love this eyeliner pen. I had some other kind of eyeliner before that I actually really loved too, but that dried out. The little lid broke to it, so it dried out, and I had to buy this one. But I actually really like this. Now, doing liner is really hard for me. My eyelids are hooded, so I have a really hard time just making sure they're symmetrical. They're never symmetrical, by the way, but doing that and also filling in the gap between my eyes, like, yeah, you see, I had to shake it out, girl. Stress, hot, sweating. It was a horrible time. I was having a horrible time, but I got it done. And we went in with a second set of mascara because yeah, I needed to just fill in that white. I didn't want it to be white. Now I do some white later. Ooh, girl, that was scary. But I didn't want that concealer to move too much, and it did move a little bit, but I blended that out. This is the second round of concealer, my brighter concealer under my eyes, and it did start to patch. You see my irritation right there, so I go back in with a little bit more on the other side, and I set the opposite side while I let that concealer set, so that way it didn't patch again. And then dusted that off, went back in to blend. Ooh, girl, this is a voiceover hard. I'm not used to this. Anyway, I blend that out. It did right the second time. It did right, and it was cute. It was giving cute. Do y'all see it coming together? So I set both sides, dusted that off, and I started putting dots and highlights in places. I realized doing this, you know how people be like, oh, that celebrity got a nose job. Girl, if you contour that nose hard enough, it would form into something new, I promise you. So y'all heard I said I went in with white later. I didn't want my eyelashes white, but I did go in with white on the waterline of my eyes later because yeah, I wanted that doe-eyed effect. And I feel like anytime a girly do deer and really go for it, she always does this. Okay, so y'all know that lighter concealer from e.l.f. that I had throughout this whole video, that I've been using throughout the whole video, that's really heavy up under my eyes. I go in with that to create my dots. And for a second, y'all don't see this, but I had to go back to the reference photo and be like, okay, what kind of dots, where they go? And I still did it my own little way. But of course the reference photo is definitely what I was going for. But my dot placement was random, and I wasn't trying to make the circles perfect. I didn't really care. And I feel like if we're looking at real deer, their spots aren't perfect. So I didn't use the end of like a makeup brush like the girlies usually do in the videos. Plus the applicator to this concealer is like, chef's kiss. I love applicators like this. So yeah, it worked out. It worked out perfectly. And then after the larger dots, I put a couple smaller ones. And I want to be honest, when it came to doing these white dots, I struggled. I wanted them to be smaller than they were, but yeah, I probably should have used the end of a smaller brush for that, but girl, I did what I had to do. It still came out okay, but if I was to do it again, then yeah, I know what to do next time. And my job do be having a Christmas party coming up, so they might get the dramatic me, especially since some of them follow me on YouTube now anyway. They might get that. Because I really enjoyed this look. I thought it was cute as hell, actually. But yeah, here I go, going in with the white dots. And I messed up a couple times. I don't really show y'all that because I didn't want this video to drag on too long. I'd be having to edit this. And honestly, I'm making the same mistake I did last year by recording and editing in the same day type shit. That's why this video late now. Yeah, Yeah. So after I carve out my top lip a little bit more with that darker eyeshadow, I'll go back in with that liner pen that I showed y'all earlier to do my winged liner, and I create me a little nose. Now I'm a little irritated with myself because right here I thought the nose was so cute and I should have left it like that, but I go in and create a little point to the top because I felt like the curve to it was a little uneven, and when I tried to fix it I messed up. Well, I could have just took the extra off instead of putting extra on, but girl, I was at this point, I was fed up. I was ready to be done. But then I put on some lip gloss, and this is my favorite lip gloss. I love the applicator. It's similar to the applicator to the concealer I use for my under eye and the dots. But yeah, I put on this cute little Christmas hat, pose for y'all a little bit, and here's some photos that I took. They turned out so good. But yeah, I'll see y'all tomorrow for Vlogmas day 6 and 7. Sorry, bye.